It's always creaking skull hours. There's already a creaking skull inside of you right now. Alright. Consoles, I love you, but it's time to stand for the national anthem. Please stand. Play ball. What's you said on Canada Day? I'm always reminded of that one episode of Nirvana the Band, the show, where they go to Mandarin for the buffet. Weirdly emotional. Alright, we're gonna play some Castlevania today. Today is a Castlevania Canada Day kind of day. I shushed it up a little bit for the occasion. Since we had a little bit of free space anyways, I figured why not. I know it's not a especially Canadian game, but basically the first Canadian game I could come up with off the top of my head was Warframe, and I don't know that I wanted to just stream Warframe and grind a bunch. I like Warframe, but I feel like it's a very sometimes food kind of stream game. Because unless you're already familiar with the game, it's very confusing to watch. And I feel like a lot of people probably are just like, I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, I know there's like the Assassin's Creed games, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm not up to starting up an Assassin's Creed game. Just off the very top of my head. Actually, by proximity, Warframe is probably like the closest Canadian game to me. That's down in London. Alright. Castlevania. Unfortunately, I can't force like a Canadian palette for the randomizer, otherwise I would. I'm playing the other randomizer because the first one doesn't have the palette options. Also, I don't have it set up. Oh boy! Bagged milk! That's totally a bag. Oh yeah, Dead Rising 2, that was Deep Silver, right? Did they do Dead Rising 3 as well, or was that just 2? But yeah, this stream is Canadian content. If you understand all the references at the bottom of the stream there, then you probably grew up in Canada. Actually, specifically, it'd be like more the 90s, because I don't think SNIT there. I think they do. God, did they do like a new House Hippo? I want to say at some point they made a new one. They were Blue Castle, but they became Capcom Vancouver. Oh, for some reason I thought it was Deep Silver. Got my names mixed up. Because, yeah, Dead Rising 3, I think general consensus was not as good. I played a little bit of it, but I never really got into that like I did Dead Rising 2. And then Dead Rising 4 was pretty rough from what I hear. Dead Rising is one of those weird games where it's like, people are really big on it, except they're only big on like the first and maybe the second one. The first Dead Rising was definitely like Capcom Japan, though, I'm pretty sure. I want to say it was actually some of the same team members who did Dragon Quarter, like Breath of Fire, which explains the whole limited time mechanic. I feel like I heard that at some point. I don't know if it's actually true. Freaking skull. I never got into the Breath of Fire games. Like, I played 1 and 2 on emulator when I was, you know, younger, but I never really got into them. Like, they were okay to me, but, like, I was more of a Final Fantasy boy. Yeah, from what I hear, the general consensus, like, Breath of Fire 1 and 2, they're fairly by the numbers, 1 especially so. But then 3 and 4 is when they really started popping off. And then Dragon Quarter was the weird one, which I don't think it's generally considered bad, but, like, it's just weird. Like, you have this whole core mechanic of you get to be a dragon, except it slowly kills you. And if you do it too much, it will permanently end the game. Ooh, nightmare. Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare. I mean, I feel like for Dragon Quarter, having like an RPG that you have to restart completely from the beginning, that is a little rough for a first-time playthrough. It's not so much for Dead Rising when it's like a relatively short game. Like, it feels very reminiscent of the modern design of, you know, roguelikes that have a ton of meta progression, where it's kind of like you have to grind out the meta progression and then you get to be strong. Oh hey, the famous blade known as Graham. So like, if that kind of thing appeals to you, then great, you'll probably have a good time with it. But if not, if you prefer just like having the game be decided on your skills alone, then you might not enjoy it as much. Oh, was the restarting thing tied to the plot as well? That's weird. Like I said, I never played Dragon Quarter. I never played Breath of Fire 3 or 4 either. Ooh, Excalibur. Unless Hippogriff is there, though, I probably won't be coming back. Yikes. Gremlin. And then Breath of Fire 6, which was a mobile game. The saddest thing you could say about any series. Oh, what happened to Breath of Fire? It became a mobile game and died. The final metamorphosis of the butterfly, the gacha. Well, 6 was never released in English, was it? I think it was just Japanese only. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I got some RPGs to play. Like, we're doing... I'm probably gonna do, like, the full run of the FF10 rando. Just because I kind of want to play FF10 again and also have, like, a little bit of variety for it. And then FF12, I'm still deciding if I want to stream that or if I might just do that off-stream. Because apparently there's a really cool mod that adds, like, new kind of job trees, which are... It's more difficult than the original game, but it's, like, it's more thematically, like, designed around it. Like, you have Vaughn, for example, he's got, like, a sky pirate job. Also, just, like, less reliance on having everybody kind of do everything. It's Soma. Also, here's the mandatory contractual obligation, because I think I forgot it a couple times. What is a Canadian's favorite visual novel? Tsukihime, bud. I don't have a rim shot, otherwise I would play that now. I still haven't played any of the FF13 trilogy. I want to at some point. There's also apparently like an open world randomizer for 12 that I want to try at some point once I learn, you know, how the actual game plays out. Do I have any? This is my only thing there. Soma Cruz is in Smash, he's just a spirit. You just don't get to play as him. Apparently they have been hacking Ultimate, and they have, like, Alucard as a fully playable character now, like, they properly set up his moves. Ooh, Manticore. Yeah, Valkyrie Profile is another series I never really got into. I played a tiny bit of Covenant of the Plume on the DS. But yeah, there's too many RPGs. Zofficer. Did they nerf Steve? I don't think they did. I think they are officially done doing balance patches for the game. That happened a few years back, if I remember correctly. Oh, no! Can't believe I fucked up the bell jump. It's over. It's time. Am I doing it again? What is wrong with me today? Someone's Alistair. Pretty remake of Fantasia. I feel like Fantasia's gotten enough remakes or re-releases. Speaking of Tales games, there's another series that I barely scratched the surface of. Like, I've got Tales of Vesperia, I've got Tales of Berseria, I've got those sitting on my computer basically untouched. Because I bought them years and years ago when they were like $10. Curly, the Three Stooges, the third Stooge or whatever. What's kind of the third one? I know there's like Shemp and then there was like another like Forbidden Stooge or something. Like Curly Joe or something like that. I don't know, I feel like Symphonia is kind of in a good spot. Also, I would be extremely worried that they would ditch the original voice cast, which is, like, immutable in my mind. I can't touch them. I do not want them to change. I do not want to have other people voice those characters. I didn't like it when they did it in Tales of the World, or, not Tales of the World, Dawn of the New World. Yeah, all 5 of the 3 Stooges. Let me switch to Wing Skeleton here so I don't spend all my juice. It's like the Big 10 conference. It's actually 11. Shut up. Don't ask why. I'm gonna keep flying armor because I don't want to blow my MP just walking around. Alright, I can't make it up here without Black Panther Hippo. Black Panther, Hippogriff, or potentially the, what's it called? Giant Bat. I still love, like, I haven't seen a ton of the Three Stooges stuff, but, like, if you've ever, you know, watched Arcade Pit, you're pretty familiar with the whole bit where, one of them, I don't remember which one, is eating the oyster soup, or the oyster stew. And in the actual scene for that in the show, it's like, the oyster comes out and eats the crackers, and it keeps, is it Curly? I think it's Curly. It keeps pissing him off. To the point where he just pulls out a fucking gun and starts blasting the soup, and that, sadly, is left out of the game. Stooge juice is a phrase you could have gone your entire life without hearing. Well, here we are. Happy Canada Day. Didn't they try to do, like, a remake of the Three Stooges as a movie, and I feel like nobody ever talked about it? Because it was, like... I want to say it was either, like, 2010 or 2013 or something like that. And it's like, no offense to the Three Stooges, but I feel like most people are not talking about the Three Stooges. Snooki was in it. Happy for her. Very happy for her. No, the magical, what we're talking about is it's a Fate Grand Order chapter where you go to an alternate timeline where you got to see, like, Shemp and Curly Joe hang out. The movie was kind of forgettable. You don't say! Best Tales girl. Oh god, too many. Too many, and I haven't played enough of them to really have a judgment. Oh boy, spoiled milk. Also in a bag. Yeah, very progressive for the time. That's the one thing about watching old media. It's just like, you'll be watching something and it'll be like, oh, this is a really genuinely funny bit. And then they'll just like put on fucking blackface or something like, oh god, right, this is when that was still okay to do. Oh god, Legend of Heroes, I don't know that I can ever climb that mountain. Like, unless I were to just read summaries, I feel like I would never finish that. Yeah, Kiseki, Trails of the Sky, or Trails in the Sky, Tits, Legend of Heroes. I think it technically follows off Dragon Slayer. But yeah, it's a big mountain that I don't think I'll ever climb. Oh, book! Can't get book. Gotta remember to come back here later. Actually, I kind of want to play... I've heard the newest Star Ocean is pretty good. Gotta try that. Like I said, I have too many games to try. I also want to play the remakes of Star Ocean 1 and 2. Not the new one, but like the newest. Like, I think it was 2 years ago. God, they're remaking it too. Because Star Ocean 1 and 2 are great. Well, maybe not so much 1, but 2 is a really fun game if you know what you're doing, but it does have a lot of weird cruft. Oh no, Tales of the Sky, like Trails, whatever, you know, Legend of Heroes games, they will multiply if you don't keep an eye on them. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people got burned on Star Ocean after, what was it, Edge Maverick? I wanna go to bed with Edgy Poo, K. Every fan of the series just disavowing it. I think one of the... Okay, here's the most important question. In Star Ocean, the new one, do you get to do sci-fi stuff, or does it start off as sci-fi and then, haha, tricked you, we're back on Sword Planet, where we don't get to use sci-fi stuff due to rules? I feel like that was always kind of one of the bigger problems about the series, was that, you know, it's supposed to be sci-fi, like there's spaceships and stuff, and space travel, and then it's just like, you gotta use swords. Oh yeah, they made, I think they made either 1 or 2 more after the PS3, unless that was the one with... I don't remember, I honestly couldn't tell you, actually. I do kind of regret not having, like, a PS1 and 2 in the Prime, so I could properly, like, get into series that I would have missed otherwise. Because I did get a PS1 eventually, but that was, like, in 2001, maybe 2000. And by that time, the new hotness was the PS2, so a lot of stores were kind of not carrying PS1 stuff outside of, like, the brand new games. Oh, no, I know it's like kind of a Star Trek thing, it's just kind of silly that, you know, you ostensibly have this whole game themed around sci-fi, and then we're not going to do the sci-fi thing, we're going to save that for a rainy day. A little more MP now. Alright, I don't have the slide or the dive kick yet. I want a Star Ocean game where, like, you have the Prime Directive, but your main character just does not give a shit. Be like, what do they care if we use a laser gun? They're not gonna survive it. How can they tell anybody if they're vapor? But yeah, I got FF10 and 12 to play. Oh hell yeah, does your Star Ocean 6 characters be like, nah, we're not doing that. We will in fact be using the laser guns that we are good at using. Hell yeah. I also thought about Infinite Space the other day. Speaking of weird RPGs, made by Platinum of all companies, Platinum and Nude Maker. I remember playing like a little bit of that on the DS, but I never got super far into it. Very ambitious game for the system it was on. Nothing really great here. Cream puffs, maybe? Let's buy a bunch of cream puffs. I framed this stream as like a Canada Day thing, but kind of just turns into me talking about JRPGs. It's Aria. It's kind of the chill zone. I know the game well enough that it's kind of just I can chat about whatever. and be alright with it. Apparently, I was looking up some stuff and I got recommended a video about RuneScape. Apparently, they are just now deciding, hey, maybe we're gonna walk back the microtransactions. And like after, how long has that been in the game now? 13 years? Like, I feel like the game, the rot is a little too deep there. Like, you've already given people literal, like, hundreds of thousands of free experience and overpowered items and literal free money sometimes. I feel like cutting off the faucet after, you know, 15 years of leaking, you might have to do a little more repair work than that, than just turning off the microtransactions. After over a decade of, like, loot boxes, basically. Yeah, I'm still debating if I want to stream 12, because, like, I do at least want to do FF10, that's pretty fun. I'm enjoying that. Several sci-fi anime we've seen in the past few years had pivotal moments that took place in Canada. Interesting. I'm also debating if I want to play with the mod that kind of changes the job classes, or just play with standard, you know, the Zodiac rules, where you get the one job and you get to pick. Actually, I think that's new for this release, like, getting to pick a second job. I don't remember if the original, like, Zodiac version of the game did that. Also, the fact that I have the speed up button is really nice for when I'm just kinda zoning out, zipping around zones. Freaking skull. Yeah, that's right, get out of bed. Wake up. Wake up. You wanted to. Gundam takes place in Edmonton? Hell yeah. No, yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like, it starts with the whole thing about, you know, Rex and not Balthier, Bosch. Where, you know, you're playing as these Imperial soldiers, or not Imperial soldiers, you're fighting against the soldiers there. And then it's like, okay, let's go from this to guy in sewers fighting rats. Yeah, I gotta play more Isleweaver. I want to get more, stuff. Because you can get another Arcane Energize, you can get a bunch of Arcane mods in general. I already have Oraxium cooking. I actually got really lucky with her pots. With her parts, I should say, not pots. Like, I'm pretty sure I got the three... I think the blueprint itself and two of the component parts, and I just missed one, so I figured, I'll just spend it on it. I'll just spend the currency, because I have a bunch. Very quick build. The weapons I still gotta work on, but I have a lot of other stuff I can do as well. I'm Captain Bash! Yeah, that one skit has ruined. I haven't gotten to play like a ton of Warframe recently, so... Mostly just been when I had a spare minute. But yeah, we'll see what happens with RuneScape, because I'm really curious. Like, they keep adding a ton of new stuff, which sounds cool. But then the game is constantly haranguing you to be like, oh, buy this loot box, buy this, buy this, buy this. And, like, the economy is absolutely fucked because of all, like, the inflation. Well, I think Digital Extremes is, like, relatively small compared to, like, Ubisoft. Like, Ubisoft is probably, like, the big one. New Incarnon Heavy Scythe. Oh, is there a new one? Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying Ubisoft is a great company to work for, but in terms of just size, I think they have that over Digital Extremes. Yeah, like, Warframe and Digital Extremes are, like, the one company I'm kind of pretty okay with their microtransactions in the game. Because, like, obviously, yes, you're running a free-to-play game, you have to make money somehow off of it if you want to continue running it. That I understand. I'm not going to be one of those people who's like, well, they should give me everything for free. Like, you have to pay in some way. And they don't, you know, bombard you with advertisements. They don't give you, like, oh, well, you're not, you know, a premium Battle Pass member, so you don't get to do that. They have kind of a Battle Pass system, except that it's the same for everybody. Yo, happy Canada Day. You know, it's very hard to say Canada Day. It's a lot of D's. But yeah, like, all the cosmetic stuff, it's all like, there's no loot boxes, you just buy it. If you want to get the cosmetic stuff without paying real money, you can also get the currency in-game if you're willing to farm. I feel like the... what's it called? Like, the Gorgon-type enemies kind of count as house hippos. I feel like they absolutely fall under that umbrella. Yeah, I dropped like 20 bucks on Platinum like 10 years ago, and I still have like most of it. Then again, I have also like traded some vaulted, you know, frames and parts and stuff and gotten a good chunk of it back. I have to sell my arcane helmets at some point. So I have a bunch of the arcane helmets from when they were like very limited. You can't get them anymore, so I wonder how much I could get for those. Yeah, that's absolutely a house hippo. Oh, they're not bad. Ain't bad. Probably replace flying armor with that, actually. Can't spam it. Ooh. Oh, katana. Goodbye, famous blade known as Graham. Yeah, Warframe, like, depending on when you started playing, like, the early version of Warframe, like, the first few years were definitely pretty repetitive. But, these days, I feel like there's enough stuff to do, like, if you get tired of, you know, parkouring around tile sets and getting prime parts, you can go do the open world stuff, you can go to do some bounties in 1999, you can go do the other stuff, but if just in general, yeah, you're not a fan of that, then you might not have a good time. Yeah, early Warframe, when I remember having to farm, I think, the Raptor boss for control modules. Back when control modules were hard to get. Yeah, if you stop playing before fishing, that's been almost like a... When did... Was Eidolon 2015? Yeah, like, the original release of Warframe was very Hail Mary. Like, you could tell... Like, I played not the very first beta, but I played fairly early, Creaking Skull. And you could tell, like, it was very, we'll fill it in as we go, like, all the lore and stuff wasn't really there, you just kind of had the factions. But yeah, if you haven't played since before fishing, they've, you know, there's approximately a Brazilian things to do now. I gotta play Dark Sector at some point. They gave that out for free a while back, and I picked it up, but I never ended up playing it. No story of my life. Yeah, I'll take a little more defense. I feel like there's enough stuff in Warframe now that you can kind of just do whatever and be fine. Like, when they release a new mechanic, generally it'll be like you kind of have to play that to get it, and then they add it into other places. Like, Archon shards now are way easier to get. Yeah, Dark Sector, I remember, I think it was the No-Clip documentary where they wanted to do, you know, a proper space MMO and all that. But they were basically told, like, it's not gonna sell, you are going to bankrupt yourself, you need to make some money. But of course, you know, it was FPS was the way to do it. Gears of War was big, so. The camera was, yeah, probably like the Gears of War shaky cam everywhere. Just to point at the screen and be like, oh my god, that's a Warframe thing! They use that in Warframe! Ghost. Ghost is a weird pull from that boss. But yeah, they basically gambled everything on doing Warframe proper. In a different timeline, it very well may have failed. I'm glad it didn't. Because I think Warframe is cool. It is such a risk now, though, to do, like, MMOs. Well, it's... I don't know that I would say it's a smart way, because, like... They were basically banking on the game itself being very good that people would be willing to play and not have, like... It came out in kind of a weird time when loot boxes weren't, like, completely prevalent yet. Like, I wonder if they had released Warframe in, like, you know, 2016, 2017, would we have seen the game be, like, completely flooded with loot boxes, you know? I don't really want a partisan that badly. Alright, let's go to Floating Garden. I mean, even supposing, you know, they announced you can no longer trade for platinum outside of real money, I feel like, you know, they would obviously burn a lot of goodwill, but let's say hypothetically, like, it had never been tradable. It's still generally, like, there is no power boost you can get by, like, spending platinum. Like, you can get stuff faster, but you can't make stuff stronger, if that makes sense. Lunch and Taskmaster, nice, good choice. McDonald's managed to sully one of their best things. Oh, actually, check the ceiling here. I haven't been to McDonald's in a minute. Also, yeah, there's no fucking rentals, there's no, like... I think they did a couple of time-limited things, and the general consensus was that it was very unwelcome. And they stopped doing it. Like, I don't mind not being able to ever get Excalibur Prime, that's whatever. You know, that's a thing for people who are willing to drop $100, $200, whatever it was, on the alpha version of Warframe. Quebec-style fries, so, like... Are they trying to call it a poutine without calling it a poutine? Oh wow, there's all the books. What do we need? Fish head, giant ghost, dead warrior. We have fish head, we do not have giant ghost, we have dead warrior. And I think we have Skulla, don't we? We do, This would be a very scary go mode because my gear is kind of stinky. Yeah, rental... I think the first time I really saw it was like Nexon. They still do that shit in MapleStory too. Like, oh, you get a cosmetic or you get a pet for 1 month. Yeah, gacha games, it's... You know, since we have officially hit the talking about gacha point of the Aria stream now, gacha games, the problem is they have to encourage you to keep playing, so like... They give you just enough free currency to continue being able to pull, but at the same time, they're constantly releasing new, like, extremely broken stuff that encourages you to be like, oh, if I could just get that character, it'd be so much better. Yeah, Guild Wars 2, I never I think I remember, like, really wanting to play Guild Wars 1 when that came out, but 2 I kind of just like, it's there, I guess. Yeah, gacha games are absolutely insidious because... Oh, hello? There we go. They will do their best to make you want to covet every new thing that comes out and spend money on it. Like, as somebody who used to play the shit out of Puzzle and Dragons, holy shit, that game has gone completely off the deep end. It used to be the situation where they had like a 2.1, billion damage cap because of integer limits. And at some point they updated the game 64-bit so you could do bigger numbers, and that's fine, except they now have the game designed around, like, that is basically the regular cap for monsters. That's how much damage they're going to do. I'm going the wrong way. And now you have to use skills to get over that damage cap, so your monsters are very capable of doing, billions and billions and billions of damage. Except that the game is just arbitrarily saying they can't. And so, they kind of do... Well, how has Puzzle gone downhill? So, power creep. It's just infinite levels of power creep. Like, everything... It's like Rocket Tag to the most extreme. They still don't tell you, like, what's going to happen in a dungeon, so unless you know ahead of time what's going to happen... There's a very real chance it'll be like, here's a mechanic that you need a specific skill to counter. Do you not have that skill? Okay, go fuck yourself. And, like, collabs are always filled to bursting with, like, chase units. Well, not filled to bursting, but, like, they'll have, like, 1 or 2 chase units that, like, no, really, these are gonna redefine the meta. And then these machines that you roll these characters in just so happen to cost double the amount of the regular machines, so... Ugh. Yeah, don't spend money on gachas if you can help it. Because that was always kind of the thing with Guild Wars, right? It was always like... you hit level cap and then gear is mostly like side grades. But that was also during the time when I was like super big on like, oh man, I love the PvP aspect, I want to do PvP. Alright, we're back now. My nose is itchy. Yeah, like, Grand Blue I'll get into phases where I'll play it for a little bit and be like, oh, this is pretty fun, and then I hit like, oh, I'm expected to fight this one raid, 100 times for a chance at dropping a weapon that I'll need, and then I'll need 5 copies of that weapon or whatever. I probably don't even need this, I'm just gonna get a sell in case. Yeah, Guild Wars 1 and 2 have been pretty good about not making expansion stuff, like, just explicitly better. I need to drink some water. I haven't drank any water yet. Because, yeah, the whole thing with leveling in Guild Wars, like, it was never really meant to be like, okay, leveling is part of the experience. It's just like, the story is structured around getting new abilities and stuff, and after you get to that point, like, you get your tool set, and the idea is that you do Guild Wars. Which is why the focus was more on, like, the combat, like, using your abilities correctly, bringing the right set of abilities. Yeah, the level cap was 20. Yeah, I love having extra MP regen today. Nice, nice, nice. Problem is, Guild Wars 1 came out when I was still in high school, so I didn't really have a ton of disposable income. Although, it would have been a great buy, because it wasn't like a subscription game, unlike World of Warcraft, which a couple of my friends were into. Because, like, I could maybe, save up for a while and get a copy of Guild Wars and be good to go, but if I wanted to play World of Warcraft, I'd have to buy the game itself and then also get the sub fees going. Black Panther. Because, yeah, that's kind of the thing, like, numbers... I know they did, like, a number crunch in FF14 recently because the numbers were getting kind of out of control. But, like, it's all the scale of what the numbers mean, like, you know, oh man, I've got 1 billion HP, but then enemies are dealing 500 million damage every hit, so functionally your HP is just 2. Or whatever. So I saw somebody talk about Anarchy Online, and I wonder what it's like to play that game now. That game was all as fuck. That was a wiki game. That was a wiki game in an era where wikis didn't exist. From what I understand, Anarchy Online was also, like, kind of fucked up at the very beginning, like, it just did not work properly. And, like, there's this whole thing where, like, the idea is that in Anarchy Online, you don't really level up to get stronger, you get gear. And, like, you can tweak your characters, like, you can twink them by getting bonus stats. By, like, getting buffs or crafting, like, implants for yourself, and then that lets you staircase up to better implants, which lets you make better stuff. And eventually you're fighting, like, level 80 dudes at level 10 or whatever. I never got deep into it, I played a little bit of it, but... going to whatever parts of the map you could reach, climbing on top of everything. So, I used to play this old kind of shitty MMO called Risk Your Life. Shoutouts if you ever played that. It was like a, you know, faction, kind of an, almost like a WoW clone, but not entirely. And it had, you know, the 2 factions, and it was free PvP between the 2 factions, so... if somebody from the opposite faction found you in the field, they could just kill you, no questions asked, there was no real penalty. And I remember going to, like, this big mountain in the center of the map because it took such a long time to climb. And I would just go up there and just yell shit in chat, and people would try to kill me because I don't remember if you were allowed to chat, like, when you were dead. So I would just yell up to the mountain in the middle and say just the dumbest, like, not, you know, slurs or whatever, but I would just be like, I would make the Pac-Man noise, I would just type M in chat over and over again, and people would try to kill me. And they wouldn't find me because... I would be in, like, on the top of the mountain, and nobody wanted to go up there. Because my computer, unfortunately, kind of sucked at running it. Any kind of PvP situation, it would, like, stutter super hardcore. So I had to kind of make my own fun. And so I jumped on top of a mountain and make Pac-Man noises. That was my thing. Speaking of dead MMOs, Space Cowboy Online. Who played Space Cowboy, aka Air Rivals? I think it had another name at some point, but by that point I was gone. Not a very good game by any means. It was, in retrospect, extremely pay to win and, what's it called? You know, grindy as shit. You would spend hours killing the same flying mobs over and over again to get, like, percentages of the level. It also kind of had, like, a full faction PvP, and I used to play with the people on Something Awful, and we basically controlled the server. Like, we had the president, like, the game had a presidency system where each faction, like, there were 2 opposing factions, each faction had a president who could basically, like, declare war and, like, give server-wide buffs for your faction. And we would basically just control it every single time because we would always do the best in the Guild Wars. And I think there was a limit on terms, but, like, every term where there wasn't a limit, we would get it. Fun game when you got to do all that stuff, it's just that the actual process of not fighting and all that was kind of annoying. I don't don't know, it would have been a good single-player space combat game. The combat was very simple in that game. Against, like, the AI enemies, just the mobs. It was basically just, like, what, 3-4 different types of archetypes of enemies that kind of had the same AI and just had arbitrary levels of strength based on their levels. So, like, here's a level 1B. It's exactly the same as a level 99B, except it does way less damage. And it doesn't fire missiles, I guess. That was kind of it. It would need a little more work before I would want to play that game single player. Actually, it would need a lot more work. Plus, like, you know, player skill was great, except it didn't really factor in too much in fighting AI. Because again, like, they wouldn't try to dodge your missiles or anything. It wasn't like they were smart about it. They would just had a boatload of HP, so you just had to dogfight with them for, like, a minute to kill higher level enemies. Just do the exact same stuff, you know, do a wide turn, do a little barrel roll, and their missiles come to you, and then that's kind of it. They would never try to mix you up. Do I do podcasts? No, I don't. I was on one episode of Rough Cuts with Boix and Ilion a while back, but I don't really do podcasts. Sorry, I missed that message, or almost missed that message. Hey, there's Hippogriff. There's the house hippo. Griff. Ooh, Vijaya. I feel like streams are kind of my podcast equivalent. It's just kind of me, like, rambling about whatever hits my mind at that point in time. Because my problem is keeping to themes and stuff would be tricky, because I tend to, like, jump around to a lot of different things. I don't, like, stick with one thing very much. So, like, you know, I could absolutely do a podcast on PSO, but that'd be good for, like, one episode, and then that would kind of be it. Or I could do an episode of, like, doing randomizer for, you know, Aria, and then that would kind of be it. So it'd be, like, it would have to be specific topics, if anything. No, unfortunately, this is kind of it. I have my my VOD archive on YouTube at least, for however long that's going to last until, you know, YouTube decides, oh, you have to pay money to store stuff with us now too. I think it should be in the links down at the bottom there. I'm pretty sure I added that in. Because Twitch doesn't want us saving our highlights anymore, which is, you know, fair, but they decided to do that after like a decade of otherwise, and they decided to make everybody real antsy about having to back up their stuff, and then decided, I think like a week before the deadline, oh, we're gonna give you another month. Like, great, I wish you would have told us that from the beginning. The export process was also very bad. But yeah, unfortunately it's not like structured, it's just kind of like whatever my stream of consciousness says at the moment. Could be fun though. The streamer equivalent of having a midlife crisis. I should start a podcast. Done. I've also wanted to play more fighting games recently. I just have not had like a ton of freedom to really do that, unfortunately. The past month has been very hectic for me and will continue to be so for a while. So it's kind of like I can kind of, you know, sit down here and talk into the ether, and whoever wants to show up can show up, which is great. But then when I have to wrangle somebody else into, you know, being free, and hopefully I don't have to drop it and do anything else. It's tough out there for Republican Brony, you know? Editor's note, I'm not a Republican Brony. Oh, it is toasty, though. It is a human Canada day. It's kind of the thing, yeah, like, depending on what you want out of a fighting game, it can be really discouraging. because like it's really easy for someone like me to say, oh yeah, just the fun is in improving, you're gonna lose a bunch, but a lot of people it's just not fun for them, and that's fine. DMC 5, there's another game I gotta play. Are we in go mode, actually? So I think we need a giant ghost still. Grab this gun. Nah, it's the bad one. And now we still don't have giant ghost. Beating other people at things. I mean, I feel like with fighting games, at the very least, it's kind of like you're both playing the game with the expectation that, like, somebody is going to lose. It's not like, you know, let's say an MMO where, let's say you just like, oh, there's a new player in this field, I might gank him and see if he's got anything good on him. Although a lot of games don't really do that anymore. Like, with fighting games, the expectation is it is a versus game. Somebody is going to lose. You are not, you know, the other person is deciding they want to fight you. They're entering rank mode, they're entering the queue, they're, you know, walking up beside you at the arcade if you're lucky enough to have one. Yeah, SF6, I kind of missed the boat on that one. Not that it'd be impossible to play it or whatever, I just feel like it's... I don't know. I never really played it. Like, I played a little bit of SF5, but, do I have a second? Oh, that's right, we've been getting duplicates. Because, yeah, we just need Giant Ghost. I do kind of like what I've seen of SF6. Yeah, I never got super deep in the Street Fighter. Unfortunately, SF4 was kind of like my jam for a bit, but it was at the era when netplay was stinky. Back when Darkside Phil could, like, reasonably claim lag for the reason why he sucks at the game as opposed to just sucking at the game. I'm taking a lot of damage, holy crap. Oh, I mean, he's a super. Ooh. Love me a nice levitating. Actually, this area has a cool palette. I like the Blood Skull mini room. Technically, FF6 does have multiplayer. A lot of the Final Fantasy games, weirdly enough, had, like, support for multiple controllers. Like, you could plug in another controller and have somebody else control characters in a battle. I think they stopped doing that around, like, FF9, I want to say. Or after FF9, I should say. FF10 didn't have it, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, I'll be seeing you in Hunter x Hunter and then Impact. When I hear that game is very Kuso. And 2XKO, as much as I would love to support another game made by the Rising Thunder team, I do not want to support Riot. Okay, if you could just... there we go. Yeah, you want to learn a fucking infinite? I'm just pressing a button. Maybe two if I'm feeling spicy that day. Alright, I can go to the chapel ceiling here. I need to do that check before I forget about that. I could also grab Excalibur, although I don't really like Excalibur in this game. Wait, am I going the right way? I'm not going the right way. I fell down. Why am I going this way? For some reason I thought I was on this floor. So I'm gonna say, I'm supposed to get attacked by a bunch of ectoplasms now. Rivals 2 also looks cool. That could be a fun game to get into. I did really enjoy Rivals 1. That was a really fun game. I know the mechanics are slightly different now. It's a little closer to Smash. They have, like, proper edge grabbing now. They've got throws, as opposed to throws being, like, a special move for, what's her name? Marth Claren. I had to picture a Marth in my mind and rotate him around before he transformed to Claren. Oh, Giant Ghost. Damn, that was the right color, too. I would have been so smart, and I would have gotten $1 million. Yeah, you get more damage if you rotate your Marth at the tip. Alright, let's go back down to Reservoir. Damn, I went all the way out here, huh? This song almost fucks me up, like the song playing here, because you can kind of turn it into the WarioWare song about Ashley. Not in, like, it doesn't fit perfectly, but it's close enough that you can kind of start doing it, and it doesn't feel good when it breaks it. I don't know. These are the things I think about. What am I using right now? Still just Army Jacket? Do I have anything stronger? Iron Plate is a little bit... Yeah, actually, let's get a little bit more deef it up. God, fucking seeing Shorzy skating backwards is such a good bit. I mean, getting good at stuff in general is, like, kind of universally applicable. Like, it doesn't matter if it's in a video game. Like, obviously the steps to doing so are going to be different, but, like, you generally just kind of repeat it and learn the good techniques, like the ways that are the most efficient way of doing whatever you want to do. And that's how you get better, by practicing and learning the best ways to do it. And that's just kind of a universal thing that's not exclusive to video game or sport. Do I have a regular skeleton soul? I do. That should work. Hehe. Probably don't really need Gravekeeper, but it's pretty much free, so I might as well. Because I feel like I could probably challenge Chaos if I have... Like, if we get the Giant Ghost Soul right now, because Levitine is totally fine. We've got a Transformation Soul, and I could probably dip back, grab some healing items from Hammer. Gee, where do you think the secret wall is? Tiny ass base lord. Alright, let's fight the big boy. I need to mess around a little more with Sammy now that I know, like, it's a lot easier to set up stuff with OBS than I was thinking it was gonna be. Because, like, I was expecting to have to do everything manually, like, oh, you want to make a source visible, you have to manually key that in, but you can actually, there is a toggle option. So you can have, like, on-off switches, that kind of stuff. Oh, God, you could probably even do, like, just checks. You could probably store variables and check for stuff, too. Getting deep into the Sammy stuff. Because I briefly had to fuck around with variables for doing the whole forbidden/permitted Mario stuff, but it's weirdly difficult on the adding a term to the list. Or no, sorry, it's removing a term from the list, I think is the tricky part, but adding it is super simple. Adding it doesn't require any real input aside from the term you want to block. Little things you gotta learn. Alright. One more piece, one more piece. One piece. Actually, speaking of One Piece, is that allegedly in its, like, final storyline now or something? From what I hear, they may actually be... Whoa, big laser. From what I hear, they may actually be getting pretty close to potentially maybe finding the One Piece. Or is this like a deal where they're saying, oh yeah, it's the final storyline, but the final storyline is going to take another 5-10 years? Yeah, how many arcs, how many sub-arcs? Ooh, Eversing. Not the best armor in the game, but absolutely doable to get to Chaos with that. Like, I don't have any real investment in One Piece, I just want to know what the damn thing is. The first piece of the One Piece, 1, comma, you found the 1, now you have to find the piece. No, money down. But I will continue to enjoy One Piece from the sidelines and culturally osmose everything from it. Oh yeah, that's Luffy. He eats the fruit and it makes his dick turn into rubber. I gotta remember, for some reason I always decide I'm gonna tank a Nova Skeleton before remembering they do a lot of damage. It's not very wise. Because from what I understand, they've... Like, Oda has gone on record saying it's not gonna be like some, you know, the One Piece was the friends we made along the way nonsense. Like, it is gonna be a thing. Play more. I wish it would clay less, am I right, fellas? Ow. Yeah, I deserve to get run up Shoryuken for that one. I know it's literally just an uppercut, but I'm fighting game brain, man. We're fighting the top of the government now. Ah, but you see, there's gonna be 10 separate shadow governments that all secretly control the real government that we weren't aware of until just now. And I definitely did not just make them up. They're totally real. Should we go cure poison first? Or they finally beat the last guy and they find the One Piece and it turns out that's what unlocks inverted One Piece. Now we gotta find the All Piece. Freaking Skull. Okay, let's go... Actually, yeah, we get to skip the DDR section. Nice. Ow. Yeah, I need to get rid of all these lubricants. It'd be a little much. Switch to Yasuna real quick so I can hit ball better. Gotta be good at hitting ball. Definitely not Giant Ghost. Did I just like randomly pick it up at some point? No? No? Apparently Giant Ghost is just very well hidden. With my luck, it's probably going to be on top floor right before Graham. Right before Graham. Graham, which is short for Gramule. Okay, you have to be in Giant Ghost. No! I can't believe I called it and failed. How could this happen? Yeah, we're not doing this. Pretty rare that I don't get to do the black, or not the Black Panther, the giant bat skip. I think that sells for a decent amount at least. Go back and save, just so I want to get some HP back. Honestly, I probably should just slam down some cream puffs. I'm going to do that, actually. There wasn't really anything great in these rooms, so if I die, it's kind of whatever. Just have to do this check behind Balor. Just to make sure. Because then if it's not in the top floor and I have to come all the way back here and go all the way back down to the basement, I'm going to be a little cheesed off. I'm gonna high damage weapon for phase 1. Because he has some defense, and then phase 2 he just throws all his defense away, gets sicko mode, unseals his sealed eye and says, "Forgive me, Sensei, just this one time. I must go all out." There we go. Hitbox on the fire is weird. It's a little weird. It's kind of a long seat, actually, 120. I know we started a little bit later, but still, damn. Nope. It's the Warhammer. Absolutely not worth my time. I'm just trying to remember if there's anywhere else I might have missed a blue soul, like... Because I don't have Galamoth. So, oh no, I do have a Galamoth. Maybe it is in the Chronomage room, actually. I need to check that. I don't remember when I picked up Galamoth. Must have been rambling about Star Ocean or something. Oost Ocean. It's probably faster to go this way because it's mostly a straight shot. Straight shot with Quetzals in it. Well, a lot of seeds, like, the logic will give you duplicate important souls like Black Panther or Flying Armor. Because otherwise, wait, I'm going the wrong way. Otherwise, you can potentially get soft locked. And Black Panther is a movement tool that gets you up to certain places. Lets you clip over corners in just enough height to get certain areas that you couldn't get to otherwise. Also just a really fucking good soul in general, but... Alright, let's see. What is in the Galamoth room? Oh, Poison Fist. That would have been great earlier on. Outside of, like, Cleave Salish or Positron Rifle or something like that, I'm not switching out Levitain. Yeah, so God, I'm so exhausted of apparently finding out that games are having AI in them, or having, like, AI textures. Like, I just want to be able to trust that a game doesn't have AI stuff in it, you know? Actually, no, we can just go to top floor from right here. Like, I don't think using AI just to, like, prototype stuff and mess around is a huge problem. It's just when you leave it in the game. Like, if you're just playing around with it and not actually, like, using it to create, you know, assets straight up. But the problem is a lot of people are not entirely clear on where their line is for, you know, what is original versus what was touched up by AI or just straight up generated by AI. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, I'm hoping the bubble will pop and people realize that just because you can make stuff quickly with it doesn't mean it's going to be, you know, great for your game or whatever. But who knows? Another good reason to play games before the watershed of, like, 2022. Yeah, like, I don't want anybody who, you know, uses a placeholder or whatever, you know, I don't want them to lose their job or anything like that, but at the same time, I don't want it in my games, if that makes sense. Like, if it's gonna be left in the game, I would rather not. Oh, room ring. Oh, I've still been using the rare ring this whole time, damn. Well, the problem is people aren't really able to recognize doctored photos. A lot of the photos you see are doctored. Literally... No, where would... Where the hell is Giant Ghost? I could farm it, I guess. Because we do have the option to farm it. Where would it come from? Viewer. Like, the problem is, unless you are scrutinizing every detail of something to see if it was AI, like... Yeah, I'm sorry, Slender Man is not a real man. Because the problem is, it's getting to the point where it looks okay at a glance. Like, if you're not explicitly looking out for it, you probably won't notice. Unless you were, like, you know, you have a lot of art background or whatever. What could I have missed? It would have to be on a blue soul pedestal. It might be... Honestly, it might just be better off going to farm a couple viewers, because I genuinely don't know where it could be at this point. I'm trying to remember what I might have missed. But yeah, like, that's the other thing. If you're running a ton of AI generation, then... Again, if you're just doing it to do a little quick play around or quick little mock-up and you're not actually keeping it. But if you're just, you know, hitting the generate button over and over and over and over and over again until something good comes out, then yeah, that's kind of a problem. Maybe the best place to farm viewers. Probably over here. Even then, like, I would generally prefer that AI isn't used. Because I feel like there's kind of like Pandora's box situation where there is unfortunately no requirement to disclose if you've used AI or whatever in your game. That your view is probably further in. Also, yeah, like, a lot of times the placeholder art is super charming. You know, it's people love the fucking placeholder art cards from like Slay the Spire and all that. But yeah, the problem is, like right now as it currently stands, I don't think there's a great way to use it in your game. Until there are like more strict rules about how it should be used. It's kind of like the Wild West right now, unfortunately. Should be right here, right? Yeah. I'm just gonna farm you. I don't remember if the luck fix is on this randomizer or not. Like, the thing I'm not entirely sure of is, does Steam explicitly require you to disclose if you used AI, or is it just voluntary? Because if it does require you to do it, and, you know, they don't do it, I could point to a bunch of examples where it clearly did use AI and they just don't disclose that, but, it does require it? Okay, yeah, then there's plenty of games that unfortunately will not respect that rule. And unfortunately with Steam, kind of, there is no moderation anymore. So like, okay, well, you shut down one game for using AI, cool, there's gonna be like 10 more. As long as they can, you know, move some units, as long as they can sell some copies before it gets taken down, great. Like, I'll go on these, like, key request sites for, like, you know, stream codes, review codes, whatever. And, yeah, like, I was pretty disappointed to see that the Clair Obscura thing coming with a, even if it is a placeholder, the fact that it still did ship with AI is pretty shitty. It's just one of those things where, like, I wish I could know in confidence ahead of time, you know? Like, if I'm gonna play a game, do I have to worry about just suddenly walking into an AI-generated image or whatever and be like, well, I didn't realize I did that. And at that point, you know, if it's a few hours into the game that you realize this, then it's past the refund window, so it's like, okay, well, I can't even get my money back for this. Like, there was one game that I did a while back that I played, where they had AI stuff, and it was pretty early, so I wasn't really paying attention to it at the time, like, I wasn't looking out for AI-generated stuff. And, yeah, it was pretty clear that when you started looking for it, it was completely full of AI stuff. And by the time I found out, this was like I'd already played the game for 10 hours. And, obviously could not get a refund, but it wasn't disclosed on the Steam page. Yeah, that's kind of my standpoint, is like, I don't want to engage with anything that uses it, for me personally. And, like, I'll do my best to try and avoid it if I can, but obviously, you know, they're gonna get craftier about it, so I have to be real careful. Alright, that was only one hit? Wow. Alright, Giant Ghost, Fish Head, and I believe it was dead. It was one of the dead guys. Which dead guy was it? Fishhead, Dead Warrior. Alright, we're good. I do have the Rune Ring, right? Yes. How did you get those powers? Unfortunately, I had to grind for him. It's actually really, I don't think I've ever really had to, like, grind for them before, but this, I feel like this situation was justified just because it was, like, it was late enough in the game that I could not, like, I generally couldn't remember which checks I had missed with it, and Viewer is a pretty common soul drop anyways. Yeah, that's kind of the thing, like, I don't mind if there's, like, a single thing or whatever that accidentally got left in when they were prototyping stuff. But, like, if it's very clear, like, they're just dumping AI to save time and whatever, then yeah, I don't want anything to do with that. Ooh, Soul Eater Ring. Chaos Ring is the big prize, but that, like, almost never shows up. That's super rare. In a weird way, because the barrier of entry to using that kind of stuff is so low now, it's almost like becoming a lot easier to see it, because people are just going to use, like, the same easiest, you know, lowest common denominator tool to make it. And it'll be very easy, like, very obvious when people are using that tool. Like, I can tell, I was talking earlier about all the review key sites that I'll see, and it'll just be like, the exact same fucking simulator game with AI-generated banner, and then the actual game itself is the exact same dead-eyed Unity NPCs that are everywhere. Like, I will know. Explicitly, I will know. It's kind of fucked up, too, because Supermarket Simulator, even that game has AI stuff, like, they use AI assets for their promotion and stuff, and, like, you have enough money! You did very well, you can absolutely afford to hire an artist, just, like, do a couple pieces, please. Stop. Actually, I have Skull on. Get out of here, we don't need you until later. Guess that Crusader. Bro is creaking. Bro, you're going to creak. You're going to lose subscriber. Yeah, ultimately, like, I feel like, you know, even if it does have just one bit of AI stuff that was not as a placeholder, I feel like people are kind of justified in saying, I don't want to support this. Because I don't want the goalpost to slowly start moving to, okay, well, it's only, you know, it's only one AI-generated image, it's only one AI-generated audio file. And then it's like, oh, it's only a few conversations, it's only a few NPCs that have AI text or AI images. Only one of the major party members that uses AI. By the Nine Divines, I'm creaking! Assault! Assault! But that's my, you know, statement on it. I'm not gonna completely shit on you if you decide, oh, I don't mind, like, a little bit of AI. That's your prerogative. I wonder if I'd actually do more damage to Black Panther. Probably not. Oh, the anti-air. He called me. Canada Day, so he's saying oolay. Oolay there, bud. Hee hee. Oh, does your grounded attack have a lot of recovery time? Oh, that's so sore. Oh, that's so rough. Oh man. It's a shame you never got a backdash. Yeah, I've got Nightmare. What am I doing? Good damage. He's calling me out with these axes, though. I don't like it. Got the heart of an FGC player. There we go. You got a problem with Soma, you got a problem with me there, bud. It's just you let that one marinate. Oh, that's a weird portal. I gotta catch up on Shorzy. I need to watch newer seasons of that. Because Letterkenny is done, they're not making any more of that. Yeah. Much as I would love to join the Burt gang, I don't really need to go pick it up at this point. Yeah, I love when they let you keep using the placeholder, like the programmer art. That's really fun. Creaking your skull. Such a boring name, just Giant Skeleton. Oh, Giant Skeleton, how long did it take you to come up with that one, huh? Not a creak in the boy. Hold on. $20 for a steak dinner? Oh, there. God, I love Alexander. He doesn't show up very much in Letterkenny, but he's such a fun character. He doesn't really tell, like, a lot of jokes. He just says toilet. He just tells stories in a very funny way. He says Uranus. I do feel like Letterkenny kind of ended at a good time, though. I could tell, like, the last season it was... They kind of started repeating a lot of the stuff they were doing already. Felt like they had a pretty good time to wrap it up. Yo, thank you for the 100 bitties. For the 100 Canadian bits, which is, like 77 US bits or however much the exchange rate is right now. Alright. We don't need Skulla. God, it's weird for Dead Crusader to be my choice for Yellow Soul. But here it is. Well, that's the thing, like, everybody has their own choice in what they consider good games, and unfortunately a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I want the AAA games, I love Ubisoft, but... Yeah, there's plenty of sicko games out there for people who enjoy, like, one-team games that take 20 years to beat. Like, I was talking about Tactical Nexus, like, a few months back, and not my jam, but I can absolutely see, like, it will absolutely grab some people by the brainstems and never let go. Yeah, but play Ass Libra. Play Ass Libra. Speaking of games that have people by the brainstem, play Ass Libra. Play Ass Libra. Technical Nexus, like, it's very clearly, like, just... It's written with such candor that I genuinely don't know if they're joking or not, just by shattering the human rights and dignity of the program, we've implemented new features. This will truly cause the programmer to die. And yeah, like, the art in that game, it's not, you know, it's probably not going to win any awards, but at the same time, it gets the job done. I think I do have a couple mind-ups. Yeah, we do. Weird hitbox on this thing. Hey! Hey, Buster Brown. Ah, really hard to dodge it from that angle. Using the transformation souls to bop the orbs is a little weird because you can bop them back and you'll still end up inside of the orb afterwards, and it doesn't kill them. Do not destroy the orbs by doing this. Oh, Mana Prism, yum. Yikes. The reason I'm using Transformation Souls here is because the core has such high defense unless you kill all the eyeballs, and I don't really want to kill all the eyeballs. I might have to, though. Oh, beautiful. But yeah, like, Ass Libra is, like, one of my favorite examples, because, like, it's mostly just pre-made asset packs that are available. Like, for the revision version, they had, you know, Shigetake zhuzh it up a little bit, but it was mostly just, like, I don't remember if it was free art assets or just, like, a pack of stuff that you could buy, but, like, it's all just generic dudes. You know, generic RPG dudes, and they made the game. They made the game perfect with what they had. And, like, all the music, you know, if you play other, like, little indie JRPGs and stuff, you'll hear the songs in that game, too. Like, apparently they use it in Hat World, New Testament, or whatever it's called. which is another insane game that is completely free if you like Saga games, but maybe they're a little too rough for you. You might like Hat World, which has a lot of Saga influence, but at the same time it kind of does its own thing. It's pretty neat. And it's completely free, and it's actually insane for how, like, well-polished it is. For an RPG Maker game, it has, like, you know, proper platforming and stuff. It's wild. Alright, let's get our second seed loaded up here, because generally I try to do 2 seeds. So let's get number 2. God, I just noticed I have American Idol in my list. Hang on, brief interlude. Who here has ever heard... Who here has ever heard American Idol, the GBA version? Hang on, we gotta pump up the volume for this one. You gotta hear this. I'm gonna properly enjoy this real quick. I don't know if I can pick any of the songs here. So this game is actually 3D. Oh god, I have to unlock all these. Damn, I really want to hear Live and Live Vida Loca. Okay. Alright. So we're gonna do I Will Survive, and we're not gonna hit any of the prompts. We're gonna see what happens to the sound here.
So you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave your key. If I'd have known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me.
They just warbled the sound.
Walk out the door.
Walk out the door.
Just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore.
We gotta hear the line, hold up.
Try to hurt me with a bite. Think I crumble.
Crumble.
You think I'd lay down and die? Oh no, not I. I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my life to live. I've got all my love to give.
Like,
and I'll survive.
for a GBA game, it's kind of impressive that they have a customizable 3D avatar. It's just obviously limited by the format, so it is a tiny portion of the song on a cartridge with MIDI like instrumentation. But like honestly kind of impressive. It's just it's American Idol, so. But great time if you ever want to have some fun. Play some American Idol and just don't do any of the prompts. You'll probably have a good time. Anyways, let's move on to the second seed here. Right, that's loud now. Forgot American Idol's a very quiet game. Shush. Shh, shh. Quiet now. Only dreams. It's the closest thing to a Canadian skull I can get. Oh god, I could crush a poutine. I would destroy a poutine right now. Okay, this time we got Killer Doll. I think my favorite, like, genre of GBA games is when they're trying to translate a game that was very clearly not meant for it onto the system. Like, there's a Dynasty Warriors game, like Lord of the Rings apparently is pretty decent. Haha, you're distracted now. That's my move. I have a Fumo, your argument is invalid. Yeah, Serious Sam was a full 3D engine. Mudman. Was that up there? Oh, I thought that was like a Black Cloak or something. It's Stinky Meat. Black Panther, come on. Come on. Can't believe they wouldn't give me a Black Panther in the first room. This is disgusting. Unfortunately, GBA also just did have a lot of shovelware, just like licensed games that were pumped out. Pretty sure a lot of them even use the exact same engine. Because as it turns out, making a game that doesn't require battery saving and just dumping it on a tiny little cartridge with no storage space, pretty cheap. Right, I don't have a skeleton. I keep throwing Fumos expecting them to do something. They don't. I remember when I was messing around, like I was doing kind of like a GBA grab bag a while back. And I remember playing the prototype for like a Turok game, I think. There was like a Turok game, and I think there was like a Duke Nukem 3D game as well. And who could forget Super Junkie Ball Moonier? I don't even know if the killer doll is doing anything. Like, I think it's supposed to be distracting them, but it feels like they're kind of just doing their regular thing anyways. Ew, Basilisk. Basilisk, aka, what if everything took longer to kill, which meant your extra defense didn't matter that much because you would still be taking more hits anyways. Ow. Now, do I actually... I know I have Mudman, but I don't think it's going to do a lot of damage. Oh, 41. Freaking skull. Ew! You butt, you fricker. I just realized I'm doing a couple of these. Hold on.
What?
There we go. Get this whole soundboard that I'm not touching. Durga. I don't remember Durga being particularly great. Most of the souls that just kind of throw a thing are not great. With the exception of, like, Wing Skeleton is kind of good. Winged. Problem is I'm so used to having Wing Skeleton from the other randomizer that I just kind of inherently do an up B. Ah, Mario's back. Mario's gone. Milione is decently strong, but it's a little awkward to use. Mudman go through walls? It does. That's at least one thing it has going for it. Mudman is just kind of like a weird skeleton, almost. Yeah, I need to look into doing other stuff for Sammy now that I know mostly how it works. But I know you can do like sound effects and stuff through Twitch, but I don't like kind of going through their ecosystem if I can help it. Plus, Sammy gives you a lot more power over like what you have control over. Like you can do file inputs and stuff, whereas Twitch is probably very limited comparatively. Gonna make sure to back up that shit regularly because it lives on my computer, so God forbid something happens to it. We're hoping nothing will happen to it, but... Actually, I haven't had the issue with my graphics card, like, the screen turning black and the fans blasting up to max recently. So I think what happened is, since I was using the 12 volt high power cable or whatever it's called, The way that it works is that, like, it has the one cable, which is great, except that it is apparently not super reliable. So by trying to just plug it directly there, apparently, like, if there's, like, not a spike in voltage, but just, like, even just a little fluctuation or something, it might just go into, like, safety mode and turn off the screen and go full blast. To try and, like, vent any perceived heat there might be. Ooh, giant bat. So I switched over to using the weird, like, three-way connector for, like, just the regular PCIe connectors, and that seemed to have worked. Like, I haven't gotten that in a good month now, so... fingers crossed that does not happen again. Doesn't look as nice inside of the case, but whatever. Like, I like the idea of only having the single cable to give power, but if it doesn't work correctly, then it's kind of a problem. Apparently they are trying to do, like, a new kind of power connector now that connects directly into the motherboard, which I feel like probably will come with its own set of issues as well. Can't wait for video cards to become so big that we have to design a new form factor for cases. Okay, how much stronger is a battle axe? 62. It's very slow, but we got the basic ass knife, so I think it's worth using here. Alright, there's Basilisk Soul. I wonder if I could even get a poutine. I don't know what places nearby me would be open on Canada Day. Like, I know I could go to the Mandarin. I could go to Mandarin and get the all-you-can-eat for free, but with the caveat that since it is free, that means that literally everybody will be doing the same thing. We already have Wharf... yeah, it's Wharf Digs. I thought it was the army jacket. Sucks that you can't really, like... I don't know if you can watch Nirvana, the show, like the new one. I don't know if you can watch it on any, like, proper streaming services now. Because, like, I think it used to be on CBC, on their, like, web app for free, but now I don't think you can do that anymore. It used to be on Vice, but, you know, Vice TV is very dead. Is it still on CBC? On Gem? Problem is it's not accessible outside the US, so... I'm pretty sure your only real option is to pirate if you're outside of Canada, or outside the US, sorry. Or if you're in the US. You know what I mean. I kind of just want to watch that episode. I don't think I have them downloaded on this machine. I don't think I transferred them over. I think my favorite bit about the episode is, like, in the background, like, they have, you know, light piano music intended to be, like, this is what's playing in the restaurant. And then for one of the scenes, they just sneakily, they put in the Mario 64 Dire Dire Docks theme, the piano version of that in there. It's such a good bit, they never comment on it. Look at that aquarium right now. Which fish do you think we would be? You know what I think? I think we'd be the whitefish. Because we're both white. It's as simple as that. Oh, such a good show. I'm still waiting for news on the movie. Death. If only a backdash. Actually, I don't have any accessories yet, so Flame Necklace is actually kind of nice. Oh, combos. It's also one of the last times you'll see Honest Ed's on film because they demolished it shortly after they did the episode in Honest Ed's. White! Honest Ed's, for people who aren't familiar with it, is basically like... It's like a discount store that was designed by, like... I don't know. Just the most unhinged dude on the planet. It's like a small maze of twisting passages, corridors. It's basically just a Shin Megami Tensei dungeon, honestly, in discount store form. And people will never be able to experience it again because it's gone. I don't remember, in Scott Pilgrim, in the movie, did they ever actually, like, go inside of Honest Ed's, or was it just outside? So I remember it's, like, in the background of a shop, but I don't think they actually go in there, do they? I didn't go there a ton, like, I didn't really live in Toronto, so... Right, I don't have... Ugh, right, you do poison, don't you? Oh my god, am I gonna die to Manticore? Might die to Manticore if I'm not careful. Yeah, the comic, but that's drawn. That doesn't count. It's like back when, a few years back, when that one place on, the listing for that what used to be a church that got turned into like a storehouse for like drop shipping or something. Like everybody got really into exploring the Hoarder Church. And originally it had the vestibule where they stored or not the vestibule, the baptismal pool where they stored the porn. And they had to block that off because people were going there. And they didn't want to have that seen in the listing, so they had to get rid of it and just turn that area off. Lost media. Fountains of Wayne closed in 2009. Oh yeah, Castle Loma is basically just like it's a castle. Like they could absolutely do a Castlevania game in Castle Loma. It even kind of sounds like Castlevania. Castlevania. It's a Tesla dealership? Ew, ew. Worst ending. It's so funny seeing people, like, you know, 5-6 years ago bragging about getting a Tesla with their YouTube money. Fucking Babish, and then, like, I didn't know at the time. Like, pretty sure Elon Musk has been shown his entire ass for a while now, even before the whole, you know, presidential bid. Getting real sick of that guy, if I'm being honest. I need to post on Twitter, currently X, just in case anybody's still. They'd be like, "Hey, are you still here? I'm on Blue Sky now. Please leave Twitter. You can do so much better." Oh, I wish I didn't have a weapon that took 2 years to swing. Literally 2 years. Weird having bat but not double jump. Okay, combat knife, I'll take that. Gabolg has a similar problem where it's decently powerful, but it's very slow. Lucky Charms, magically delicious. God, I haven't had Lucky Charms in a minute. I haven't had Lucky Charms, I haven't had poutine. I miss my high school poutines, weirdly enough. Like, we had a cafeteria where you could buy food and they had poutines, and They probably were not, like, the best, but to, you know, your teenager self, like $4, you get a huge portion. Now it's like good luck getting a small for $4. Good luck getting a small for $4 that is a, like, you know, a decent amount of food to eat and also, like, good. Eating out is like, it's getting bougie now. I wish I had some good local places that had, like, just, you know, a little hole in the wall that's been supported for years and doesn't have to raise their prices because they get regular business, so they're not gonna, like, you know, just arbitrarily decide, ah, this one hamburger with a single patty is now $18 with no sides. There's Malphus. Meep. Teleports behind you, nothing personnel, kid. Like, I don't mind, like, you know, higher end places, it's just that I feel like a lot of places are trying to push the higher end price points without necessarily increasing the quality enough, or even some cases decreasing the quality or the size of the portions while increasing the prices. Like, I understand cost of living in general is going up, but there's absolutely zero universe in which you can justify charging, you know, $5 for a can of pop. Or for, like, fountain drinks, which are, like, sugar, like, a little bit of sugar and some water and some flavoring that you buy for, like, pennies on the dollar. I know you want to keep those margins, but on the plus side, you know, a lot of people are eating on their own now more. They're cooking their own cooking their own meals, which is probably better. Do I have any good bullet souls? I'll try Skull Milliona here, I guess. Oh, 69. But generally, I can kind of tell ahead of time if a place does not have dollar signs in the price value. If it's just like a number, like, oh, 20, no dollar sign, that means everything's going to be super pricey. You have to pay for the dollar sign if you have to ask. They just bring out a separate menu where everything is 10% more. Yeah, I'm just gonna use Skull Millione because Mudman is a little weak. Or if they call them frites instead of fries. They're fries, but you get less of them and they cost more. Yeah, I'd have to look and see what places are even open nearby me. One Canada day. I feel like some places would still be open. Like, I know it's, you know, the holiday, but probably restaurants would make a good amount of business today. I kind of want to go check the ceiling, but at the same time, those gargoyles will absolutely devour me. Ooh, wooden golem. Archdemon's fine, but it's a little niche since you do have to take damage for it. Yeah, we gotta get the bagged milk. It's Canada Day. I can do one more, just because it's for Canada. Just thinking about Canadian TV shows. It's our fault that Angela Anaconda exists. We made this. Yeah, I should probably use that. I was reminded of that one post of the Digimon movie. The Angela Anaconda bit that caused the guy's parents to break up or whatever. Yeah. What a weird fucking collab. How should we promote the Digimon movie? I know. Angela Anaconda. What franchise should we use to promote this Japanese-made, you know, animation? How about this weird Canadian stop-motion thing that isn't super well liked by a lot of people? Ooh, Cowbug. No, Angela Anaconda is not a pro wrestler. Angela Anaconda is a weird animated series that's kind of obnoxious. Everybody has like a very specific cadence and way of talking, and they don't really deviate from it. And like the animation, it's all like kind of stop motion photography of like real faces photoshopped onto like body. I don't know. It's weird. And everybody's like black and white for some reason. I think the closest comparison I could make is like the not Tim and Eric, is what is it? Tom Goes to the Mayor. I think it's like the Canadian equivalent of Tom Goes to the Mayor, which, you know, obviously it's for kids, whereas Tom Goes to the Mayor was not, but still very similar, like kind of style of very stylistic modified photographs of people that was very, very divisive, and I don't know. Was there a red-green Digimon promotion? I never really liked red-green. See, I could believe it would have happened, though. Because, like, Canadian content, if you're not familiar with Canadian content laws, there is a specific rule for any channel that is, you know, airing in Canada or any kind of radio station that requires a specific percentage of content to be predominantly Canadian in some way. And so that means that, you know, most shows you'll see will have Canadian stuff here and there, and then other times it's just like produced in Canada or something like that. But there's just like this weird like pollination where like it was kind of forced down your throat almost. Like, I'm trying to think, like, I don't remember anybody ever talking about like, oh boy, I love the Mike Bullard show, but since it was Canadian content, it was fucking everywhere. Here's Backdash. Like, obviously there have been some Canadian shows that went on to be popular, like Trailer Park Boys and all that stuff, but a lot of it was just like, we had to put it here because it's Canadian. Oh no, sure, it's just for Canada as well, like that's... We have the rules for like X amount of content has to be Canadian. That's why there's a weird amount of like certain things just getting cross-promoted or otherwise advertised that may not be very, very popular. I don't know what the exact percentage is now, I haven't really watched too much Canadian TV, but... much Canadian TV recently, I should say. That being said, everything you see at the bottom of the screen is precious Canadian content. God, Peanut Butter Solution. What a weird fucking movie. The fever dream of any Canadian child that grew up in like the 80s/90s. Remember that weird movie where the kid goes into like a burned down house and gets so scared that all his hair falls out? And then an art teacher kidnaps him to use his hair for paintbrushes? Yeah, Shorzy Power Skating is always good. Letterkenny's a great show. Shorzy, I still have to watch the rest of it. I haven't seen it all. I still love that it's just Jared Kiso from the back anytime he's in Letterkenny. Or he's got like a helmet on or something. Because it's the same actor as the main character, it's Wayne, but since they didn't want to have, you know, Wayne and also Wayne standing beside each other, it's always like Shorzy has to be from the back or out of sight or something. And only in the actual show itself do they just be like, oh yeah, he's here. I think they realized having a show where you don't really get to show the main character would be very difficult. I would love for them to do like one little Letterkenny bit where they go back and then Wayne is just like facing away from the camera every single time. Like he's just never visible. You're Black Panther, right? No. No, you're not. Why couldn't you be Black Panther? Why couldn't you make my Canada Day special? I realize I haven't sipped water in like probably 45 minutes. I should sip some water. Not even like I'm doing the time run today, it's literally just kind of a chill, play some rando day. So when I would do the timed runs of this randomizer, I would have a hard time, you know, drinking water and also getting to do my run. Here I don't have an excuse. If only I didn't ban the Stay Hydrated bot. When it started showing up in literally everybody's stream. Ah, the famous blade known as Ram. Soldier uniform. I'm still trying to find a good way, if anybody knows offhand. Because in OBS, you used to be able to just drag images onto the preview, like the broadcast preview, and have it just pop in as a source. And in this version, like, you can kind of do it. It shows up for a second, but then it immediately disappears, and I thought it was related to running as an admin, but I think it still might not be working. Anybody know if there's a good way to do that, or like have a plugin that just lets you drop it over the source, like over your preview, and not have to make an entirely separate image source for that? I want to be able to do stuff like just drop in, you know, let's say somebody does an art or whatever, and I want to just drop it on the stream. I don't want to have to go open up Firefox and view it in there and then capture Firefox. I just want to be like, oh, cool image, grab, drop. Bam, there it is. Do we have any books yet? Cockatrice, Bone Pillar. 0 out of 2. Going back to the topic of Final Fantasy XII, one thing that does kind of suck is I feel like a lot of the mods for the PC version of the game are like, you just have to use Vortex, you just have to use the Nexus Mods program, which I don't really like. I don't like having to install separate launchers to run a mod or whatever. I'm much more of a drop file and directory kind of guy. I think for Risk of Rain 2 as well, the mods for that mostly use the fucking Thunderstore or whatever it's called. The mod manager. Like, I get that it's easier, but I also don't like, you know, having to install a bespoke platform that is usually covered in ads or incentives to upgrade to the premium version or whatever. Oh, but if you download it, if you pay us money, we can give you Nexus Mods Premium. You can download stuff faster. I just don't like everything having to be monetized. Not everything has to be a platform for making money. We had it perfectly when we discovered that, you know, you just download some MP3s and put them on your MP3 player. You just download an episode of a show or whatever, and you just do it that way. And that's it, no service. Ah, but it's convenient, you say. Until they remove your access to that. Until they arbitrarily decide, ah, the licensing for this show has expired, so you don't get to watch it anymore. Sorry. You can't play this game anymore because we're taking the authentication servers down for it. You can't play this. God, it's even worse when it's like a single-player game too. I know there's that whole initiative apparently. Where's my scimitar should work. I would love to see, you know, something come as a result of the Stop Killing Games stuff. People actually look at that and be like, man, people in fact do want to keep playing their games. We should do something about that. We should make that a law or something. Or just things in general, like if you pay for something, you should be reasonably expected to be able to access it, even if the service goes down, but of course, you can't make as much money that way. How are we gonna resell somebody on watching the same show on a different service if we don't charge them for it? You buy something one time and own it? What the hell is that? What kind of concept is that? Nobody would want to keep something that they own. That's stupid. Because you're not Canadian, they don't live in the States. Gillion's probably got them. They're only native to Canada. We have Galamoth, right? Yes. Kind of unrelated tangent here, but I was looking at games for achievements and stuff, and like Earthbound has one of the weirdest achievement sets. Like, I'm not playing with the rare item subset because fuck that, I'm not grinding out rare drops from every single enemy in the game. But, like, the first achievement is like you have to go investigate the meteor with the L button, which like, okay, that's kind of a cute way to get people onto realizing you can use the L button for everything in that game. But then there's just like one achievement way later that's like, oh, you have to beat Starman Deluxe with the L button. It's like, what? Why? We already did the L button thing. Why are we doing it? And it's a one-time boss fight, so if you miss out on that, if you don't realize it's an achievement, then you're screwed. So I'm pretty sure if you're grinding out achievements for that game, you're going to be getting the Sword of Kings anyways, and chances are, by that point, you're going to have massively overpowered stats, so Starman Deluxe will not be a problem. Like, there's some neat ones, like you have to beat Carpainter without using any PSI, you know, beat the Mondo Mole without having Paula go down. And there's just stuff like, hey, remember to use the L button for this boss fight, otherwise you don't get achievement. Oh, I just damage tank the lizard. The head just falls off. Cause yeah, I want to mess around with a little more achievement stuff. I just have to be very careful about vetting out the sets first. Because like Aria, for example, most of the achievements are fine, but then there's the ones that are like, you have to get every single drop from every single enemy, and that's just kind of stupid. That, in my opinion, should be like a subset achievement. Because nothing else in the game requires that. Like, it's not like the Chaos Ring or the Soul Eater Ring, where it's given after fulfilling a specific goal. It's just like, grind out random drops for every single enemy in the game. Have fun. Again, it kind of falls into that question of what is an achievement for a game. Like, do you consider rolling dice until you get a specific item an achievement, or is it just, you know, persistence? Thankfully, we can at least, you know, use speed up and stuff, so if you do have to grind something repetitive, it at least usually doesn't take too long, usually. Well, no, I think the way it works for retro achievements is that it's only like whoever basically makes the set kind of gets to set the rules for it. So I don't know if you can have somebody veto, like, your choices once it's been established. I think they do have guidelines on, like, you know, you shouldn't do achievements that are just like, oh, beat you know, the entire game without taking damage or whatever. Those are usually meant for, like, subsets. Subsets, aka we explicitly have, you know, if you want to do grind for random RNG or have level 1 run achievements or anything like that, you can do that, but they're not meant to be like in the main set, you know? The average person should not be expected to complete a game at level 1 to get an achievement for a game. Alright, probably do Floating Garden, I think, is the play here. Actually, did I ever get a Kalbulg? Very strong, but a lot of enemies are going to resist it right now, so I think I'm just going to keep using Graham. Yeah, subsets are for the sickos, or if you're doing, like, you know, a Fiesta run where you can do a separate thing for that. What if you could do, like, I'm just thinking... I wonder what other, like, games would have... I know there's, like, Nuzlocke, which is kind of a different sort of challenge run, but I wonder if there's any other games that have kind of, like, a Fiesta mode, or, like, a Fiesta rule set. I know Crystal Project probably has a mod for that. I wonder if you could do that with, like, FF12 or... Well, no, FF12 you pick your jobs at the start. I guess you could just randomize which ones you get. Something like that. Then FF10... You're kind of limited by the spear grid, but you could do the randomizer, I don't know. I don't know, man. Because it also depends on how the game is designed, because FF5 is pretty permissive about status effects and, like, boss fights. Or bosses that can just otherwise be instantly killed. Whereas a lot of the later games I felt kind of locked that down a little more. Is that the last book we need? I think it is. Okay, Skeleton Knight, Cockatrice, and Bone Pillar. We have Skeleton Knight. But we don't have any of the other ones. That means Bone Pillar's gonna be right here. Actually, Black Panther would be better. No! Already called it. Bone Pillar's good, I guess. It's part of Go mode, but I really want a Black Panther. I really want to go first. Where can I grind them off of anyways? Manticore, Beam Skeleton... I think I'm just gonna keep exploring regular style. Well, it's not even that it has to be like a, you know, an official tool or whatever. It can literally, like, Fiesta's literally just a rule set that you follow. Like, obviously building it into the game would make it easier, but... I don't know. Expedition 33 Fiesta. I know that game doesn't have, like, traditional jobs per se, but you can still do, like, you get to pick X abilities or whatever. I'm not gonna go get Soma's Sick Drip now. Also not gonna get that spoiled milk. That ain't in a bag, don't give that to me. In Castlevania, milk comes in bags. God, now I'm just thinking about the hypothetical Castle Luma Castlevania. Fight a bunch of Canadian cryptids, fight a house hippo. Have undead hockey players, that kind of thing. Snit is one of the bosses. wonder if they are still doing the zone. They still have the on-air talent, or are they gone? Because it's probably cheaper not to have them, but like that was the thing, you know? They filled the time in a way that was more interesting than just commercials. Or promos for other things on the station. Yikes. Yikes. Oh, come on. Very last possible bop there. Well, I think there might have also been like a... There may have been a rule for like networks aimed at children that said you have to fill time between broadcasts and it can only be a certain percentage of ads, so... It would either be like promos for other shows on the network, or it would just be like, you know, they'd have little filler sequences. I don't remember what exactly the rules were for that. I don't have any multi-hit weapons, do I? No, I do not. Sitting here with my famous blade known as Graham. Why am I fighting you? I forgot bomber armors resist like everything except for lightning. That's weird. I think I killed too many Medusa heads at the same time. The sound popped a little bit. Ooh, ramen noodles. Let's go get some bibimbap. Go get some miso ramen. I could probably just fly over with Giant Bat. Definitely want to get some health back before I fight Death. Weirdly enough, this seed's, like, aside from Giant Bat, it's been pretty dang close to a vanilla playthrough. What do I want to use against you? Do I have... I do have Curly. Let's curl it up here. Four hits, nice, nice. Do a little shuffle so it doesn't get a beam across the entire room. Oh, I'm out of juice already. Damn, that goes fast when you're low level. Aw, damn. I can zhuzh around. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. I'd like you to do your dash mode a little bit higher, please, so I can slide under it. That'd be great. Because a lot of Death's attacks can be avoided just by ducking, but if he's right against the ground, you can't do anything about it. You've got to jump it. Oh boy, fish head. Wouldn't have even been useful last seed because I already had fish head at that point. Oh boy, a bamboo sword. Man, this seed's not great. This is a real stinky seed. No Black Panther, no, like... I got Giant Bat, and that's kind of it. All my gear, with the exception of Calbulg, is kind of just there. Getting bamboo sword after death really sucks. Yeah, even Death Scythe would have been good at the very least. It's still Dark Elemental, but it's a lot of Dark Elemental. Yeah, you know, let's get out of here. Let's teleport. Teleport to the Puke Fountain. Maybe if I want to just dip into the top floor real quick and maybe try and get some decent stuff. Just gotta be real careful. Yeah, I'm gonna try. Yeah, just throw that through the wall. That's fine. That's cool. That's fair, says guy who complains despite the fact that he has multiple ways to attack through walls. I just want Black Panther. All Castlevania players want, and it's disgusting. Alright. Gotta be real careful here. Final guards will shred me. Pretty much everything will shred me, actually. Really? Really? You're really gonna pivot in place and deal damage to me that way? That's so uncool. That's so disgusting. But even these gargoyles take multiple hits to kill. Let's see, where's my vertical weapons? No, I got one. Lotkiss. God, I'm probably gonna have to use that when I get up there. Let me actually pull out the Calibul, because I think it's probably good here. Wait for the Airness. I don't remember if lubricants are weak to it, though. Or resistant. That's not too bad. Giant Bat uses so much MP too. I have Wooden Golem on. Oh no, I don't. Right, because of Skulla. Easily the worst part about this game is having to swap out your Yellow Soul for Skulla every time you need to go to water. Oh god, doing this big open area is going to be awkward as well. Spend all my juice. Wouldn't be so bad if I could at least, you know, dive kick, but I can't even do that. Okay, there's Cockatrice. Actually, wait, are we good? Are we in go mode? We might be in go mode. Cockatrice, Bone Pillar, Skeleton Knight. We're actually in go mode. Gonna be a very slow kill, but we could try. Oh, this would suck so much, but it would be a very fast seed at the very least. Like, I've got a decent amount of tasty meat. I'm just worried about, like, going through Chaos Dimension and all that. Okay, Vijay is good. Vijay is good. That will do. To make sure I don't waste any of that MP. Hunting. Pretty weak. Not actually that great of a sword, despite the fact that it looks cool. Oh, it does a cool green poison thing. It's gotta be strong. No, no. That just means a cleave solution is gonna be right in this room. No. The objectively worst thing you can find, the dummied out item that serves no purpose. That got put in as a booby prize. I think we at least have a shot, because we do have some transformation souls. It's just that first phase is gonna suck. Because I'm pretty sure he takes less damage from Calbolg. And then Julius wouldn't be terrible, because we do have Calbolg, but it's gonna be tricky. Actually, 43 is not terrible. Better than Vijay would be doing right now, I think. Yeah, 10 damage each. It's gonna be slow. Yeah, I'm definitely not using... Actually, Durndal could also work. Oh, Durndal's a straight sword. I thought it was a... one of the really, like, big swords that takes forever to swing. Nah, you know what? Calbolg is the way to go. I'm gonna get Curly out here, too. Get some damage out. No sh... No sh... Oh, that's so little damage. 58. Okay, he's at least in meatball mode now. You have to smack him a bunch here before we actually get to... Start thinking about switching our Cockatrice, Bone Pillar, and Skeleton Knight. It's at least a strength up soul. Slightly more damage. We take those. Okay. Switch back to Wooden Golem, do some Curlies. Actually, Dryad could be nice. It's a lot of MP cost, but... Sip a little bit of milk. I want to try and save some MP for the Chaos fight. As long as I'm careful, this one shouldn't be too bad. Just gotta be real careful, because if the hands are out when you de-transform, you will take damage because you're forced to stand after transforming. Can't transform into a crouching state, which is really bad when the hands are out, because this guy does a lot of damage. Pretty easy, though. Pretty easy fight. Alright, you got a cleave solution to Black Panther back there, don't you? Oh. Ugh. Double Skulla. Alright, Julius shouldn't be too bad, although... Gotta be a little... Actually, no, we have backdash. We should be fine. The seed is rude in terms of, like, giving items to the player, but it is pretty quick. Well, if you decide to try and sequence break. Because I was just hoping to get, like, maybe a little bit of better gear, because I think it is Wade, so top floor generally has better drops in this rando. But instead we found out we, in fact, were in go mode. Defend Julius 17. I think we should be okay. Chaos might be the only, like, real scary part. Because the problem with Chaos is that it just does a lot of damage. And since there's a lot of randomness, like, sometimes you're just gonna get, you know, Donk from the Worm blitzing you from off screen or whatever. Not the best way to be fighting Chaos, but it's probably the fastest we got, so I'm gonna go for it. Because being able to skip Reservoir and Arena, that's pretty huge. Reservoir especially, I feel like that's probably the hardest area in the game. Just for all the areas that are kind of like either hard HP walls or you have to take damage getting through them, and they do a lot of damage. Alright. Time to fight Julius. Okay. Oh, come on, man. Your whip wasn't even active, that doesn't count. That's Lama Lana rules. Okay, man. Play it real safe, but I don't want to use all my healing items. I'm gonna use all my MP in case I need to, like, giant bat away from something. It is a little pathetic seeing, like, Curly doing 70 damage. Be getting, like, triple digits here, easy. Little Ule. We'll mix up Ule backwards. Man's trying to dead angle me. I respect it. He doesn't always dive kick when he jumps back like that, but sometimes he does, so you kind of have to get ready for the potential of that happening. An item crash phase. Come on, I know you're almost there. Oof, Chaos is... I'm gonna have to kill all the eyes for Chaos. No question. There's no way we're doing any amount of good damage to the core. Unless I break all of them. Maybe we'll get really lucky and get, like, Cleave's Leash or Positron Rifle or something in Chaos Realm. Ikari Yare. Ule. Doshimashitaka. Dorakura Desu. Desuka. Omoshiroi Tatagawazo. Chotomate Julius. Dracula Genaizo. That's enough of that. Pretty close. Ooh, the spacing is flawless. I'm pretty sure I was like 1 pixel off of touching the whip on that last bit. The spacies are good. That's right, I do have Hippogriff. Really set up to do this section, spending Giant Bat every single time. I will take my time, though, and kill all the lubricants on the way. Because trying to do this without Black Panther kind of sucks. Wait. Where are you? Oh, there's my Gek. Like the regular skeletons, you can pretty safely skip those, but the lubricants... without some way of, you know, speeding past them with the Black Panther, I generally prefer to just fight them. Because they're fuckers. So I can do some kicks. I will be giant batting over this guy because he's just too friggin' big. Too frickin' big, man. Don't want to get poisoned. Poison would actually be really dangerous here. Because enemies here already do a truckload of damage, and I'm only level, like, 18, 17, so... Level 17 with steel plate. I guess I could... Yeah, I'll use the Armor of Water. A little more defense. I didn't pick up a rune ring at any point, did I? No. God, I'm tempted to get Tear of Blood almost, but I feel like we need the damage. We need as much damage as we can get here. I don't remember if Chaos resists Kaldbolg. No, just... Okay, man. There's like a tiny little space where if you're jumping fast enough, you're not going to get poked by the tridents. I think there's also... Yeah, there's another freebie, so maybe we'll get really lucky. Oh, okay, okay. Alright, 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 okay. But I don't get killed by doing this first. Okay, Demon Mail is a great find. A little bit of a damage bonus. Unfortunately, I probably want to heal because I'm pretty sure I could get hit here. Yep. Very real chance I would have just been dead if I didn't have the healing there. Oh, come on. What is that? Yasutsuna. It could actually be worth using against the first phase. So I believe the eyes don't have any defense, and the little nodes in the first spinning bit also don't have defense, so multi-hit weapons are really good. Then again, I do have Vijaya, so... Which... Yeah, it's a little stronger than Vijaya, actually. Yeah, I might do that then. Keep an eye on it. Hi. I like how it doesn't move, it just pivots to face you. Let me switch back a Wooden Golem as well, get some MP. Just in case. I can giant bat over stuff if need be. For example, Shadow Knights. Okay, we made it to Chaos, so that's good. I think we keep Durandal. Drad will help us maintain some HP. Red Minotaur is just way too expensive to be using. And then we're just using Wooden Golem for the MP recovery. Actually, Arc Demon would give me a lot of MP. Because we're taking so much damage with hits now. Just intentionally take a hit and get back to full MP. Alright, what are we looking at here? 105, actually it's not too bad. Wait, this isn't... Oh, that's Durandal, not Kaldbolg. Okay, yeah, it is in fact resistant to, darkness. So, it's Yasutsuna time. Yellow. Oh, jeez. Was not ready for it to just pop out there. The blue soul thing, despite the fact that the graphic itself is huge, the actual hitbox is much smaller. So you do have a good amount of leeway there to avoid it. Alright, phase 1, it took a hit, not too bad, but phase 2 is the scary one. Come on. That's the problem. You dodge the attack and then the worm's gonna be like, ah, time to ruin your day. Let's try and push our luck a little bit here. Oh right, I have giant bat still. I was gonna say if that worm really just curls back around. The problem is you kind of have to respect that attack. Oh, that's bad. Oof, 9 HP. Oh, don't touch those orbs, they're bad. Okay, I can get the multi-hit at least. Really? Oh, this worm is being such a shit. Get some blood back. Really? 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 This worm is... oof. Like, that one was my fault, but... it is just, like, doing the worst possible shit for me right now. Okay, we're not using Dryad for damage reason to get some health back. Not the most efficient way of recovering HP, but it is renewable. Yep, yep. Love it here. Love it here in Chaos Dimension. Having a great time with the worm in Chaos Dimension. Love when the worm shoots balls in the Chaos Dimension. Okay, let's use a Mana Prism. Do I not have one? Oh, I used my Mind Ups, right. I used a couple earlier. Got 45 damage out of Curly, that's sad. I think we might actually be better off just using Dryad to recover HP and slapping it normally. Let's see. So I'm pretty sure Durandal is... not Durandal, Calbolg is very little. There's Calbolg. There you are. Yeah, 3 damage. What is my strongest single-hit weapon right now, besides Calbolg? Rather not use Gabol, because that's a little awkward. I think we just gotta use Durandal or Yasutsuna. Gonna be a very slow Chaos kill. Oh, I didn't realize it would go through there. Look at the worm. What is it doing? What are you doing right now? What is the move? He's being so random. He's gonna pull out his spork in a second and tell me about Penguin of Doom XD. Monkey cheese. Epic waffle bacon, XD. Oh god, I'm gonna get murdered if I don't heal here. We're taking another hit. Right, that doesn't go where you're standing. That's why I don't like fighting Chaos at low levels. You have to engage with more of the fight, which already is, awkward. Not like Julius, where every move has a tell and telegraph. He just kind of fucking worms flying across the screen. John Madden. Attacks layering on top of each other. How's it gonna work? We're not gonna tell you. Ugh. I will survive. Managed to get there in the end, at the very least. No, it's not even the moon, it's just chaos, it's just there. Oh, that seed was kind of rough. Like, it was fast, but man, not getting a good, like, outside of Calbulg or weapon selection for damage was kind of... Like, Yasuzuna's okay, but when I don't have a good weapon for Chaos itself, that's a little scary. Dealing, like, what was that, 40 damage per hit with Curly on the Chaos Core with all the eyes defeated, that's sad. That's the definition of sadness. Don't worry, Castlevania will fix itself. Anyways. That'll be it for me, I think. Got a couple seeds in. I'm probably gonna go take it easy for a bit. Maybe see if I can get a nice little poutine, otherwise I'll probably just make some for myself, enjoy some Canada Day treat, and just take it easy the rest of the day. Thanks for stopping by, gamers. In the meantime, if you're not already following, please do. Probably be doing more Final Fantasy Fiesta for Thursday. I want to continue with that run. And then next week will probably be a little more FF10. I think it's either going to be one or two more, probably 2 more sessions of Fiesta, I think I'll be able to do it, because we're still going to do X-Death. World 3 should be pretty short, because I don't think we need to do any of the optional stuff, really. So probably either 1 or 2 more sessions of that. Gotta get through X... Actually, yeah, it'll probably be 2 sessions, because X-Death's Castle is a little bit of a tricky one. And then the last one, I'll probably just devote that to kind of blasting through the rift, kill a tree. And then I'm gonna do more FF10 randomizer. I'm still debating if I want to do like 2 concurrent longer playthroughs of a Final Fantasy game, because problem is that is basically going to be taking up 2 days a week of my streams, so I don't want to be tied down necessarily to Final Fantasy. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Probably going to do a test run at some point. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, gamers. I'll be back on Thursday. Hope you all have a good one. Enjoy your Canada Day if you're in Canada. If you're not in Canada, enjoy nothing. But seriously, have a good day. Later, all.
What?